My radical opinion is that the current perception of art style cages artists into a capitalist mindset. Hi, I'm Chibii, and this is Art Barf, where I talk passionately about whatever artsy stuff I want. Today I want to talk about the art style debate. Should you have one? Should you need one? Do you require one to sate? It's been jostling around in my brain cells for a bit, but what reignited my will, especially to do this video, was an Instagram post I recently laid eyes on. For this video, I'm mostly speaking from the perspective of Instagram, by the way. That's my most used social media platform. I'm not sure how it differs from our Twitter or whatever, so don't quote me on that. It is actually very obviously an extremely opinionated video because this is a very extremely opinionated debate. Very obvious stuff. This is already a mess. I'll say more, I'm going to read this Instagram post first. It will perfectly illustrate my problems. Why having an art style is important and how you can have your own. I'm not going to share who this is by because, well, I don't want to say, oh, it's so bad, it's going to reach thousands, because more than likely it's not. That's just truth. This is that truth. But I don't want to encourage any hostility towards anyone. This is my video on my channel. I'm the only one that's allowed to be hostile. Having an art style is important for many reasons. It can help people recognize your art more and helps you to improve. It can also let you be creative and have fun. Art style is... style? On the list of technical priorities, art style comes last. When people say improving art, they mean technical elements such as movement, proportions, emphasis, space, lines, etc. How one manipulates those elements creates a style. If you put it as finding an art style helps you improve, that's not inherently true. Stylistic choices can be bad. An art style can be really ugly. That's not improvement. That's just putting you into an art style that looks bad. I'm going to introduce a new segment to Art Barf. It's called Lucy Gets Controversial. Because I'm about to say something controversial. Go figure. Originality and talent are not intrinsically one and the same. Someone can quote-unquote copy someone's art style, sure. That's not original, yeah. But that does not negate someone's talent. Portrait artist, still life artist, that's not original, that already exists. Yeah, but they're still talented. Every anime artist, not original, still talented. You can be talented and unoriginal, it just depends on what that artist wants to do. If you want to be original, awesome. If you don't or can't early on, splendid. Does this work in reverse in my opinion? Someone can be not talented because they're it depends, but in this case, if you have a quote-unquote unoriginal art style, that doesn't negate your talent. She's getting inspiration from other people. Whatever, yeah. That's fine and good. Find a theme. Finding a theme can be quite tricky. You don't necessarily have to have one, but it can keep your style more organized and recognizable. You may want to have a color theme where you use similar colors that go well together. See, this is fine and good if you want to. However, now to the next part of my argument. You gotta be kidding me. However, to the next part of my argument, I've been around on Instagram. Most of the people reading this are beginners. Their art fetishes are just shot out of the womb and will nod their head and say, uh-huh, no matter what is coming out of the big artist with 20k's mouth. Direct attack a little bit, but this is my point. To me, my interpretation of this post is, don't change your color scheme, don't try new things, do not change. Consistency is key. You must commit to a theme. You can never leave this box you put yourself in. That is terrible advice for people who want to try new things. You do not try to settle into something like this right out of the gate. The only settlers are veterans. They've done this shit. They know what they're doing. You do not. I do not. Before you or I pitch up our tents, we have to at least look for a good spot. If you don't, that stunts artistic growth. Being unique. If your art style isn't unique, it may be hard to stand out. You definitely don't want to be confused with another artist. Try to think of things you haven't yet seen on Instagram yet to make you and your art very recognizable. For this video, this is my main point. This is what the title is. Okay. This is marketing advice. This is branding advice. This is not art advice. Developing yourself as an artist is entirely different than developing as a brand. Yes, consistency in your brand is good. Having your brand be unique and pop in order to be more easily recognized is good. I encourage that. But now this is getting mixed in with artistry, which goes by totally different standards than business. For instance, my brand, Chibii Lucy's Dollhouse. Yes, I'm tooting my own horn. Lucy's Dollhouse drops February 5th. I chose a consistent, fun, bright, lineless style to immediately pop out from everything else on Webtoon, because that's what I wanted. Spoiler, even in the comic, I changed the art style, because you can't really take this seriously, can you? I still experiment and practice and study outside of Lucy Sue's box, and I post that too, because I want to. To kind of drift off from my point for a moment, people will talk about art style change in storytelling. Subtle or major changes in art style can really strengthen your storytelling, the mood you're punching for, a lot of the time comedic effect too. Examples that come to mind are Madoka Magica, Death Note, SpongeBob SquarePants, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Lucy Sue's Dollhouse. I'm proud of my artistic record, okay? If you want to become an art hardcore master, nobody should stop you. Now, I'm gonna go to the other end of the spectrum of this argument and off of my script. Artists who decide to put themselves in a box can also be very successful. Artists like K2 Rocker are only known for drawing pretty girls, and they make business from drawing sexy women. D. Slugy is known for drawing in an 80s anime style and makes bank off of cute girls like Space Maria and Pi. Juno Birch makes bank from multicolored aliens with big titties who rock sharp glasses. This is obviously a very limited box, but you can still be successful. There's a lot of stuff that art falls under, which people get confused all the time. What I'm talking about, what I'm mainly trying to encourage is more for my case in which I'm a writer. I write and design my own characters. That's what I'm doing with my art. That's why my art looks as it is. But art can be whatever you want. You can't decide what to do right now. Lucy Sue's Dollhouse was going to be in a completely different style. But last minute, I tried changing my paper heads to a full body, and I loved it. And now it's in this style, and I'm much happier with it. Just don't put restrictions on art, okay? And don't mix it up with marketing. What you are describing is marketing advice. And marketing and developing yourself as an artist are two different things. Figure everything out first. You can't really figure things out along the way. You can try, you can get a good idea, but it's gonna be very hard for you to decide. I think basically what I'm trying to say is don't give a shit about art and just go wherever you want to go and take where the wind takes you, and it'll probably be good unless it's racist or something. Am I big-brained? Am I pointing out something obvious? Am I terribly wrong and ignorant? Please let me know. I would love to hear. Have a good day.